Hey everybody, welcome back again to another episode, another edition of Out of the Box. And today we bring you an oblong box, but I don't think Vincent Price is in it. So let's see what we got. Okay, well, looks like we got some bubble wrap. And inside the bubble wrap, well, it looks like an arm. See what else we got going on here. This looks like, plot thickens, a set of hands. So I guess that's why we got arms, for the hands to go on. And this would be what seems to be a good large 6-scale body, a business card from Resin Realities, and a base with an F on it for Frankenstein or Frankenstein. And some little extra print-off gimmies, I imagine, so you could do some add-ons with the book, a little bit of anatomy. So, I would say, putting this together by the Resin Realities info, the F for Frankenstein, and the anatomy, we are looking at the new Resin Realities figure sculpted by Wayne the Dane Hansen of Bernie Wrightson's Frankenstein. Let's get in this and check it out. That is a nice sized kit. Okay, so let's see what we got going on here. Well, we have the base figure, 2 hands, and the arms. And right out of the gate, just looking at it, checking it out, this is a very nice sized kit. This is, well, for Frankenstein being so tall, I'd say it's 1/6 scale, but it looks like a nice large 1/6 scale. And looking at it, it's really nice. Let's check out these arms now. And here we go. We have the left arm, which seems to be reaching out. And if you look, is that, yeah, I believe that is. That connects. It connects at a suture point. So, seems to be a suture point. Yep. So, I mean, you're going to need to do a little bit of putty work here, but not much. Maybe sand down around the keys a little bit for a snugger fit. But because it's a suture point, you could also kind of use that to your advantage. And then we have the other arm here, which seems to connect hanging down, of course, and I really like that. It's got a nice gait to the sculpt. First off, looking at it, I'm gonna have to turn it around. Sorry, fellers. Looking at it, the gait is kind of broken and locked, which looks like he's not walking so well. The anatomy looks really nice, very like sinewy and almost like one of those guys. Doesn't even look like he goes to the gym. He's just ripped, you know. So don't we all wish we could be that way? And then checking it out, the face is very, very, you can tell it's Wrightson Frankenstein, but it's very kind of ghoulish, and it almost has like an EC Comics kind of feel to it. And again, this is sculpted by Wayne the Dane Hansen, and I'd say he did a really, this is very nice with just the looseness. It's of the muscles and everything. It's got like a lot of sculptural looseness to it, almost kind of artsy, but yet the musculature of it and everything is really tight. And we're going to pop these hands out and see how they look and how they match up. So we have the left arm, which reaches out, which would lend us to the left hand. And the link up is you're going to have to drill a little bit in there and go make you a pin to where that connects. And I'd say almost the anatomy's a hair off in the forearm here to the hand. It almost looks like he could have a little bit more wrist. But other than that, I mean, looking at it, the veins look really good, and the muscularness of it is really nice. And then he has a, looking around, he has a nice lot. I just noticed this here on this wrist, these little metal like bracket plates, and his hands almost insert in, so you could almost like paint them like a different color, like that, you know, because they're someone else's hands. But looking it over, it's really cool. Couple little air bubbles under the chin, which is pretty common with figure kits, and that's a snap of a fix right there. And a little bit of a mold line, nothing major. You're looking at, you could have this cleaned and ready to go in a day. Little sanding, and the bandages do have some texture to them, which looks really good, but I would maybe use kind of a rougher grit sandpaper on the bandages. So you lose the mold line, but it's kind of rough, so it keeps, you know, you won't blend out your texture too much. But I really like the gait of the stance of the figure. One thing though that I have to admit is the sculpt of the hands is a little kind of flat, so to say. What I would plan to do with it is I would go in and I would kind of tweak around a little bit where these meet in, and I would pardon me. There we go. I would tweak around with kind of the forearm a little bit. I do like, it's almost like a deformity of it, which adds to, you know, the look of the whole ghoulishness of the figure. So I would maybe shape this up a little bit, and with the hand, I would simply, I couldn't sculpt the hand, so I'm not going to sit here and go, oh, these are badly sculpted. I think they're sculpted fine. They're just very flat, and this is where a heat gun would come into play. I'd pin it up, set it up like I want, and then I just hit it with my heat gun and kind of bend it, and, you know, maybe even bend the palms in a little more, and bend the hands to how I like them. And then if I feel like maybe taking some Aves and bulking up the knuckles a little bit for a nice like arthritic look, I'd probably do that. So the musculature is just is stellar, because it has that nice loose artsy sculptural look to it. The face I really like because it does capture Bernie Wrightson's Frankenstein, but it also looks like EC Comics too. And I love EC Comics, Tales from the Crypt and Vault of Terror, Harps, my brain farted, and all that kind of good stuff. Anyway, on to the base. Looking at the base, nice, simple. I like the nice F there, very regal. And you have this book here, and you could essentially take these, clip them out, maybe stain them up with some tea or some washes, crumple them up. There's the cover of the book, and you could have these loose leafed out. And he fits perfectly to it. And once again, I love that broken kind of gait to how his ankles don't quite line up correctly to the feet and all that. It just gives him, well, a thrown together look, which works. It almost looks like he's struggling to walk. And you could even go as far as like maybe adding a leg brace around to help with that look to it. And out of the box, straight up build, it's a great piece. You could keep them on this base, do some different turning points with them, try some different things like that. Or kick the base and go full diorama, because what we're looking at here too is he has a nice reach out. You could do like he just rose up off the gurney and he's reaching out, and the pieces all key together really nicely. The bandage on the right arm on the back gives a nice natural seam. Front, a little bit of putty work, not much. And like I said, the left arm seems to be at a suture point, so just sand it up, shape it up, and I'd kind of use that seam to help with the suture point of it. All in all, this is a really great kit. I really like just the muscular, the muscles of it. They look really great, especially with all the little lines in them and everything. I think this is on point. And what we're looking at here is, again, this is produced by John Diaz of Resin Realities. It was sculpted by Wayne the Dane Hansen, and a very good sculpt job. And it's $165 plus shipping, and it lends itself to a lot of possibilities. And you can contact them at resinrealities@verizon.net. Again, $165, and he always includes some nice little swag pieces in there. I like to take stuff like this and hang it on my refrigerator. My refrigerator's filled with this kind of stuff. He always includes his card. But it comes with some good little extras too. You know, the base. And once again, real quick, back to the base, because I like to, my head jumps around. But this does lend itself to adding little doodads and bandages and bottles and broken things. So I highly recommend this, especially at the price of $165 for just a good size. I mean, that is a big 1/6 scale. So again, Resin Realities at Verizon.net. And as always, thanks for tuning in to Resin Maniacs. As long as you keep tuning in, we'll keep making these. Oh, hell, we'll keep making them anyway. And if there's a kit you want us to review, just drop us a line, and please click the like button, subscribe, all that good stuff, and, you know, let us know what you think.